And we turn now to cancel culture. LinkedIn has booted one of our regular guests, Marc Rudov, off its platform. In a correspondence to him, they claim his account was restricted due to multiple violations of LinkedIn's user agreement and professional community policies against sharing content that contains misleading or inaccurate information. Sounds like we've heard this before, but we're talking about LinkedIn, not Twitter. Joining us to discuss, Marc Rudov himself, branding advisor and author of Intra Branding, the Keystone of Corporate Agility, Marc Rudov, and GOP strategist and Newsmax columnist, John Burnett. All right, Marc, we've heard a lot about Twitter cancellations. I don't think I've ever heard of a LinkedIn cancellation. What'd you do?
Well, last week I was on your show and I opined that China owns the Biden family. I posted the video of that appearance on LinkedIn, and that was the final straw, because you have to understand that Microsoft owns LinkedIn. And the three biggest shareholders in Microsoft are, I call them the three SG stooges. You have BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street Advisor. They are the promulgators and enforcers of ESG. And ESG is all over the world now, and it comes from the World Economic Forum, which holds up China as the example of the country of the future. So you can't have anything on LinkedIn that violates ESG, criticizes Biden, criticizes China.
That's not their policy, right? That's not their policy. That's your interpretation of what's going on.
Well, of course they don't say that, Bob, but I wanted to...
That's why I'm underscoring. If you give me a second, that's all I'm saying, is that's what your contention is, which most people think of it as a place for business people to connect, right. and suddenly it's turned a little more political from the way you're reading this.
There's no Elon Musk or Matt Taibbi to dig through all of this. So let me just quickly connect three dots that I think are important. About a month ago, I did a video at marcrudov.tv on why Biden ignored the train wreck in East Palestine, Ohio. I said it was because it's MAGA country and he hates MAGA. It's because it was vinyl chloride and there's no oil, so no false climate change angle for him, and also who owns the Norfolk Southern.
Okay, Marc, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you. We only have a certain amount of time, and I just wanted to make...
The point is that if I don't fall on my sword and agree to apologize for this, they're not going to let me back on. And I've been on radio and TV for 20 years. I'm not going to do that. I didn't do anything wrong, but this is the way things are going in America now.
And let's bring in John Burnett, a Republican. How do you describe yourself now?
You know, an American.
Operative, I was going to say operative.
Well, the thing is that I share in Marc's frustration.
Yeah.
I posted something that others have posted, right, on Facebook last month, and I was placed on a 25-day restriction.
Do you feel you were targeted because you're conservative?
It's hard to prove, right? But when you follow the fact pattern, it's kind of hard to understand why they would do that.
And Marc, you think that's the case, right?
Oh, we know why. If you're a Democrat, you can say anything you want. You can say Trump deserves to die, and they won't do anything.
But to Marc's point, they should actually tell you why. I just pulled up Marc's LinkedIn page. It says, "Oh, we can't seem to find the page you're looking for."
Wow.
So, Marc, did they ever tell you why, or just all of a sudden it pops up?
Well, they did list the three occurrences that they found that violate, and one was posting the video of my appearance on your show.
Yeah.
One was because I debunked climate change. They didn't like that. And one was because I pointed to how the COVID experts like McCullough and Malone and Bhattacharya from Stanford were all deplatformed because they knew the truth about COVID and masks and lockdowns. They didn't like that either because it goes against the China ESG World Economic Forum narrative.
So where's this going, John?
I don't know where this is going, right? Because when you look at TikTok, those on the left want TikTok to stay in America,
wild?
Right?
Yeah.
Then you have companies like Microsoft that owns LinkedIn, like Marc just mentioned, and you have, well, thank God, Twitter is in the hands of Elon Musk now. But it's weird how we're supporting platforms right? Well, certain half of
Yeah.
America is supporting platforms with a Chinese influence, well, China influence.
Yeah.
And then now American companies seemingly are turning against Americans.
Okay. Because of the breaking news, we didn't have as much time as we wanted, Mark, but we hope you're able to resolve that. Of course.
Well, I've reached out to Stephen Miller and Gene Hamilton at America First Legal. I hope they will respond. Miller, if you're watching, you know my number. Call me.
Stay strong, Mark. Keep the fight.
Don't try to message me on LinkedIn, though, right, Mark? Is that what you're saying?
There you go.
You're going to have to
Not going to
call.
happen.
All right, Marc Rudov, John Burnett, thank you.
You bet.